Hello, I hope you are doing well. Listen, I wanted to bring you this bonus on focus, a focus bonus. Sounds kind of like hocus pocus, focus bonus. I don't know, that's what it just reminded me of. But anyway, this is going to be kind of like a casual, nonchalant, like a little brainstorming session with me. I want you to get out your pen and paper, right? Because with a free 1 week long course, there's no way I can teach you every single thing there is to know about an art business, right? And running one successfully online. But during the free course, Jumpstart Your Art Business, you are going to be able to, as you probably have already seen, grab some golden nuggets. Maybe I had mentioned some things you haven't thought of before, and things like that. So I just wanted to just kind of go over a few things. Of course, I have my notebook like I always do for you because I'm always brainstorming to see how I can help you and what I feel is important to tell you. Now, all of us being creatives and entrepreneurs or artpreneurs, right? We are all in different areas of our creative art business journey. If you are at the very wee beginning, that's okay. If you're in the middle, that's okay. If you are soaring to heights you never knew that you could soar to, that's amazing. That's okay too. It's okay to be where you are. Um, I want to just kind of say, and I know you must have heard this before, there is no such thing as a um, get rich thing, right? There, and I am going to tell you, I 100% believe that. I think that if someone is going to say that to you or promise that to you, they're not really being that truthful because, business does take some work. But this is one thing I would like you to write down because I want you to write down what do you think it realistically is for you the time that you do have to work on your business. Have you thought about that before? You may have kids at home, or you may be busy with your grandkids, or you may be working a part-time job or a full-time job. But just jot that number down. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You can say whatever it is for you, whether it's like 1 hour a day, maybe it's only a couple hours a week. Maybe you can work on it 15 hours a week. I don't know what the case may be, but what does that look like to you? So jot down that number because when we write things down, we tend to focus on it a little bit more. Um, I'm all about Google Docs as well because I do a lot of typing on there. You may organize that way too, or, write out your thoughts. But I am also old school and an artist. And I know that our brains make a mental connection when we write things. So just do a little brainstorming for yourself. I'm trying to help you out here to try and gain a little bit of clarity on what like direction you are heading with your art business. Do you feel like you are at the beginning? Do you feel like you're in the middle? Do you feel like you're doing pretty good? What does that look like for you? And you don't have to tell everybody, but I'm asking so that you can kind of self-reflect, right? What is it that you want to be doing creatively to make money? What is that? Write that down. If you don't know, just kind of brainstorm some ideas, right? Sometimes I just write a whole bunch of stuff like, oh, I would like this, and this, and this, and this. And then I go back to see if there's any similarities that I wrote down, or if I look at my brainstorm and I'm like, ooh, this stands out to me, I'm going to circle that. Or this stands out to me, I'm going to circle that. Some of you may have just be meeting me for the first time, right? This may be your first encounter with Amy Parker, with Amy Parker Art. So if so, I'm very excited. I'm glad that you're here. And I hope that this free course is helpful to you. But yeah, I'm big time into writing things down, brainstorming, and trying to help you and ask the questions that you can start to get some clarity. So we need to know how much time do we realistically have to work in our business? If I were you, I would even cut that short, right? Because if you say you have 10 hours to work a week on your business, I would say give yourself 8 hours or 7 hours. Because guess what? It's going to be easier to hit that goal. And when life happens, you're not going to freak out and be like, oh my gosh, I didn't do what I said I was going to do. It's so much easier for us to take littler steps, right? And then if you go over that 10 hours, then you can give yourself a pat on the back and be like, whoa, I even accomplished way more than I thought that I could. But going back to being creative and being artists, what is it that you want to make money at? There's so many different ways to diversify your income as an artist. Now, inside of my membership, of course, I teach this kind of stuff. I mean, we go over art shows, parties, classes, and then there's way beyond that as well, right? There's all kinds of things that you can do to make money with your art. I personally, with my own journey, made enough money to support myself and my family by doing my acrylic paintings and my portrait drawings of people and animals in charcoal. So that's what I really love to do. And that's what I did to, make money for numerous years online. So what is it that, and I get it. I get it. We're like creative people. So it's like we see the shiny things. It's like, oh my gosh, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to paint that porch, Leonard. I want to do this little sign. I want to paint an acrylic painting. Now I want to do like a fun art type of painting. Now I want to do a fine arts type of painting. Now I want to do some handmade cards. Now I get it. Maybe even like crochet, make some jewelry while you're at it, right? I mean, that's okay to do all that stuff for yourself and on your free time, right? In all your free time. But we really need to think about in a business mind, what can we focus on? So I just told you what my specialties were, and those specialties of mine I chose at that time because I was really good at it. Not perfect, by the way. I never say that I'm the best painter in the world, but I was really good at it. And it was something that I really, I'm still selling paintings to this day. So what is something that you really, really like, that lights your fire, that you feel like, hey, you could do this for a while? What is that for you? Write it down. And like I said, it's okay to do other things as well, but just try and focus it in a little bit on what you are going to offer to the world. So there's also different ways to offer this. Like I mentioned prior, like you can do art shows, you can do art parties, you can do art classes, so you can teach instructionally, you can sell one-off pieces. You could do prints if you wanted to. You could, I mean, the list goes on, right? Maybe you're like me. Maybe you want to run a membership. Who knows what the case may be? You do, right? Or maybe you're starting to understand and brainstorm and write some things down, right? You don't have to get it all right all the time. I mean, I still don't get things right all the time because being in business is just a matter of kind of going through the steps, picking something, going with it, seeing if it's working. Look at the data, if you can calculate the data in some way, and is this actually going to be good, fun, and profitable, right? Because that's what I'm all about. I want to live in a world where artists do not have to be struggling. If they want to make a living with their art, they can. And I've proven that you can do that, right? Not just me, many artists have. So let's see here. So time, write down what you think that you would have, but go a little short. And then or give yourself a little leeway, I should say. And also brainstorm what you think you want to offer. and like what direction you want to offer that in. Like I said, what means of like money exchange is going to happen? Like, what are you going to do to get paid with what type of art you're creating and offering? How are you going to offer it? There is, let me see, I'm just looking at my scribbles here. There is, there's actually there's 5 steps that within my own artistic journey and with the numerous artists that I have helped along the way so far, since I've been a self-proclaimed art business coach for the past 2 years. There's 5 steps, like 5 stages that I have seen that really are prominent to me and stand out. So you might want to write these down as well. Number 1, I want you to write down paint. This could be whatever your creative craft is, okay? Maybe it's drawing, maybe it's something else. But for me, it's paint. So that's what I wrote. Number 2, social media. I'm teaching you how to make money online with your creative talent. So yes, you can still do in-person stuff. You can still do in-person exhibits or shows, whatever you're doing, parties, and you can actually merge that with online if you want to, have a presence online, which I'm assuming you do if you are here, because that's my specialty. Is I love to help artists to be able to make money online with their art. So number 1, paint. Number 2, social media. Number 3, website. Now, I said there's 5 here, but I'm going to stop at website for a moment. The first 2 are literally all you need to actually make money online, right? Website, and then the next ones I'm going to talk about are extras. They will take your business to another level, okay? But like I said, I supported myself without even having a website in the beginning, with just doing this 100% organically online using social media. So those 2 are super important, number 1 and 2. Number 3, website. This one is optional, but I do really urge you to get one if you are going to be doing this long term, because it really is helpful in numerous different ways, okay? I won't go into too much about that. Maybe you have one already, or maybe you're thinking about getting one at some point. Number 4, I have paid ads. Now, I just want to speak about this one for a moment, because this is like advertising. That's something that you pay for, but there's other things that can kind of fall under this umbrella too. Like training. Like, I mean, I have a course coming up. If you jumped into that course, that's like a write-off, right? I'm in another membership right now. I run a membership, plus I'm in another one, and I've taken courses myself. So I have done some paid ads, and I've also just recently, by the way, and that number 4 would also fall under like, anything they have to pay out for, like education, things like that. So we really do need to, if we're going to grow, that should be on our list. Now, going back to number 1 and 2, your craft, painting, and social media, like I said, that literally is all you need to get going. And you could do I did that for 3 years, right? So you could do it as long as you wanted. But when you want to step it up, right? Then these things would fall under that umbrella. So number 5, I have hire help. All of these things, I could go on a big long tangent about each one, but I'm not going to. I just wanted you to get a rough estimate of what these 5 stages are that I found through my own journey, and what I've seen many, many artists and artists that I help go through and kind of where they are. So I just wanted to kind of have you write that down to kind of get like a picture. And you could even draw pictures if you wanted. I mean, we're artists, right? Whatever inspires you there. So let's see, how can I sum this up? Because I literally could talk forever on art business. I could, but I really wanted you to ask yourself some questions. It's okay to brainstorm and write a whole bunch of stuff on a paper and then just go back in circle, like I said, just recapping a little bit. Those 5 stages I gave you, you do not have to do all those 5 stages, but those are like pretty much the ones that I see kind of go and flow with a business. And just, to get clarity, just start asking yourself a lot of questions, right? What do you see yourself doing long term? And it's okay to pivot our business. If you start doing something, you're like, oh, well, I'm tracking it. I'm seeing how it goes and it's not working. It's okay. We can pivot, right? What is holding you back? I asked you that when you jumped into this group. A lot of you said time, money, which is totally understandable. Those are big things on our plates, right? Confusion about business and marketing, things like that. And we all need to start somewhere, right? Fear, that was another one that I got a few of. And that's a great one too, because I am not fearless, right? I still get fear myself when I'm doing something new. And it's okay for you to feel like that. And if we push ourselves through fear, right? If we do it anyway and just like suck it up and try it, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. And it will push that little business needle a little bit further. So think of it that way. Okay, so I'm just gonna wrap this up real quick. Thank you so much for listening to this quick bonus that I put together for you on trying to help you get a little more clarity and some focus. And please go ahead and ask questions. Like I always say, the only dumb question is the question that you don't ask. Do not be afraid to ask questions, especially in here, right? Let's all help each other out. And I love to answer questions. So keep them coming, right? If I can help you get some clarity and some focus, that will be an amazing thing. Inside of my membership, Creative Warriors, I huge focus on Facebook, marketing, promoting yourself as an artist, organically growing, numerous ways to diversify, things to try for your artwork. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff in there. So I wanted to bring, maybe someday you'll be a creative warrior, who knows? And there's so many different platforms, right? Social media platforms. My biggest focus is Facebook, and I want you to pick one. Pick one. I always tell people, have a second for backup, because we shouldn't have all of our eggs in one social basket. But it's impossible, especially being a one-woman show, right? In the beginning, to do all the things and be everywhere all the time, because you won't have enough time. So pick one social media. Anyway, we talked about the stages. I give you those 5 stages, telling you to brainstorm. Do not stay away from fear. Fear is actually a good thing because it pushes us, it motivates us, it makes us feel a little uncomfortable. And if we didn't feel uncomfortable, then we wouldn't be growing, right? So we need to look at it that way. Time, we all have the same amount of time in a day, but we all have different schedules. So you're going to have to figure out what that looks like for you and what's realistic. Money, maybe you're working another job right now, and I don't suggest you go quit a job to just go full-time online as an artist. I suggest that you try it out intermittently and work it, until you have enough money to go ahead and go in on online full-time, if that is your desire, right? So time, money, Fear, we talked about, and direction and focus. Hopefully, this stuff has helped you out. Okay, I'm gonna peace out here. Please let me know what you think and go ahead and ask away. If you want to share anything about this brainstorm with the group, um, go for it. If you want to keep those chicken scratches all to yourself, that is fine. That's your prerogative. Okay. All right. I hope you have a wonderful day. See you soon.